Well, good morning, team. This is Grass Commando here, and for something different, I'm operating out of the kitchen. So, full transparency, I've finished my lawn renovation. I just haven't been able to get the videos up because the software is doing something funky. So, I thought I'd try my hand in the kitchen and cook some chicken commando style. When I say commando style, that's the chicken, not me. I was going to call myself the commando cook or the commando chef, but she suggested there's some connotations to that none of us really want up on the interweb. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today is take you through how I'm doing my chicken currently. These are chicken thighs with the bone in, and I've found this to be some of the best meat to use off the chicken as it comes out really succulent. We're going to make a bit of a dry rub of sorts, and here we have chili and salt and some lemon juice. So to prep the chicken, it's pretty basic. Just scoring some lines through it. It's really good that it's got the bones in there because it gives you an indication of how far through to cut the chicken. I love my chicken. I'd eat it every day if I get away with it. There's lots of studies out at the moment saying how humans are not getting enough protein. So any way you can get some protein in you, give it a nudge. So there's no real science to this. Give it a bit of a score. Once you've done that, get rid of the board. Just a case of mixing this up. Spreading it on the chicken. Probably mix that over a bit. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to leave this for about an hour just to soak in these juices, and then we'll come back for the second step. Well, that can't go wrong with a bit of chicken. Okay, so the chicken's been sitting for about an hour, and as you can see, it's taken on a bit of the colour of the spices. I've divided it in two. I'll talk about why I'm doing that a little bit later. So now to make the marinade proper, and here we have 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and into that I'm going to put about 1.5 tablespoons of cumin, 1.5 tablespoons of garam masala, about 1 tablespoon of coriander, a teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, any oil will do, and I've put some ground up ginger and garlic here, probably about 1 tablespoon of each. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to probably half the amount that I'm going to put in there. If you ever want a really good way to crush garlic, this is the tool for you. Fantastic. Just pop the garlic in there and out comes minced garlic. I've tried a lot of things over the years, but this has got to be the best. Anyway, I digress. We're going to mix that in really, really well. That'll take on some really good flavours and a pretty good look. Just till it's all combined, don't need to overdo it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put half of it on one lot of the chicken. And once it's on, oops, just so you can see, once it's on, I'm going to really mix it around. Probably a little bit of a big container to do it, that's okay. Actually give it room to get in there. Get it all in those cuts. And throughout the day, the enzymes will work, and when this comes out of the tandoori, almost, well, it just falls off the bone. So that's the first lot done. We'll just let that sit there. How much have we got left? Yep, that's about right. So we'll just place that to one side. Now the reason why I divided it is this is a European based recipe, and in order to get the colour, they've recommended using red food colouring. Now I've done this before to varying degrees of success. Sometimes it comes out pink. So what I thought I'd do today is I'll do one au naturel without, and then I'll try the red. Now you might be saying, whoa, that's quite a bit of dye you're putting in there. But if you put any less in, it'll actually come out pink. It looks really, really dark. Just think of it as beetroot if you don't like red food. And then what we'll do, it still will come out a little bit pink, but when it cooks, the actual colour does change. So make sure we've got it all in there. Let it mix around. Now the idea is obviously to get it all coated in those cracks. And let it sit for a few hours. So there you go, there's one, yes, and it does still look a bit pink no matter how much red I put in there. Here are the two different versions we've got. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover them in the fridge. It's 9 o'clock at the moment, so probably about 3 o'clock this afternoon I'll fire up the tandoori and put them in, so that's what, about 6 hours. And during the day I'll shuffle them around a bit, so that's all we have to do, just cover and put them in the fridge. So I kicked the tandoori in the guts about an hour ago and lit it, heating it up, so it's been about 50 minutes and it's just been cooking away there. And as you can see, it's getting pretty warm in there. I'll probably let it go another 10 or 15 minutes. I won't put any more coal on it because you actually just want the embers, the heat from the radiant sides to be cooking it. So probably another 10 or 15 minutes I'll give that a stir, and then I'll hang the chicken. So the tandoori oven's been heating up for about an hour, and it's about time to put the chicken in. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. What I've made here is I've found this in a second-hand shop, bit of a basket setup, and put the chicken in it and close it up and just hang it from the top bar. I've found out that that works really well. Bit of a heat shield here because it does get a bit hot at the bottom, and you know, when you're cooking with fire, it's a little bit of an art, not a science, and there will be some crispy bits more than others. What I've found is shaking off some of the yogurt mix is probably a good idea. It's just a matter of laying them in the basket. Big one at the bottom. Space them out a bit, they do shrink a little bit. Actually, what I should have done beforehand, so I nearly forgot, there's a little bit of spray on both sides, sort of stop the chicken sticking. So I'll put the big one at the bottom. Have it, close it up, put a little ring on, and then we hang it in. Now I'm not going to show you the process of hanging it in. It does involve a lot of swearing a lot of times because I either burn myself or do something. So I'll just cut it here and I'll show you the end product of it hanging in the cooker. So there it is hanging in the cooker. Want to move it away from the coals because it uses the heat from the sides to cook, but we'll hang that in for about 25 minutes because it's got the bone in, and we'll see what the result is. I'll put the lid back on just to keep the heat in there, but already it's starting to smell really good. So that's after about 16 minutes. It's got about 9 to go. You can see with this type of cooking you do get a bit of char grill on it, but it's sounding very nice. Probably leave it in for a few more minutes. Not sure if you can hear it over the dishwasher and the washing machine, but it is still sizzling. That was the full 25 minutes. So we'll see how it's come out. So I've put the other lot in the cooker. I've just come back to this just to show you how well it's cooked. Still juicy in the middle and just falls off the bone. So we have a little bit of a sample. You can see the steam still coming off it. Looks really good. Yeah, it's really good. You see the marinades made it really soft. A little bit of the charcoal on there. We'll see how this next lot come out with the colour difference, which tandoori chicken should be slightly reddish obviously, but yeah, I'm proper pleased with that. Probably wouldn't go with the bone in again. I prefer just to be able to hogue into a whole piece without having to worry about getting the bone out, but yeah, not a bad result. We'll see what the next one looks like. And here's the final batch that just came out, and with the food colouring, and as you can see it's got the nice tandoori flavour in it, and it's looking pretty damn good. It falls off the bone, as you can see. And if I have a little taste, chicken at its best. So what you can do with this is I normally cook it up and eat it as a snack to go with other dishes, or previously we've cooked it up, put it to one side, made a rice and had it on rice, or make a tandoori sauce and just pop it in there as well. Either way, whether you eat it on its own or with other vegetables and rice, it's a great treat, and really easy to do, a lot of fun. There's nothing like playing with a little bit of fire, and the results are really good because you can eat them afterwards. So there you go, hopefully you got something out of it. If you're interested, quite happy to put up another cooking video. It's not my forte, but I've got to make the Christmas cake in the next few days, so if anyone's interested in watching that process, just put up a comment or message me, and I'll see if I can whip up a quick video of that as well. But until then, I'm just going to eat some chicken, drink some gin, and just relax, and maybe go and look at my lawn. Stay safe out there, team.